There you go.
That's comic book.
So what's it been like taking on your role in The Flash just this past season?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It was one thing to join on, be able to do some really cool stuff, family-driven stuff in season 2. And obviously I had an idea of what could become Kid Flash moving forward, but I wasn't really sure when or anything. I didn't want to get my hopes up. So when I read the script and when I knew that was coming this season, I was like instantly in a good mood. It's really happy. It's been a lot of fun. It's just like a crazy experience.
Can you talk about putting the costume on?
Yeah, the first time I put it on, it was just like, I don't know, it's that thing, you're just looking, you have it on, everyone's just staring at you, there's like 5 or 6 costume people, like all like fixing things up, making sure it looks right. And then when I finally looked at it in the mirror, I was just kind of like blown away, and I didn't really know what to think or feel when I was happy, and I had like an afro at the time, so it was kind of just popping. It was popping out. So.
Did you know much about Kid Flash? Did you have any kind of? Did you come to this with kind of any pre-knowledge of that world?
I didn't grow up reading comic books. It wasn't until I watched the TV show. Like I was a fan of the TV show before I auditioned, and so then when I knew about the audition, and my team was like, it's for a character called Wally West that plays Kid Flash, I got an idea of what it might entail, and then I did my research from there. But yeah, it's pretty surreal.
So you played a dance, you have a background as a dancer.
Yeah, I started dancing.
How much does dance inform a costume superhero? Does dance give you some sort of symmetry or stance in the costume?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it helps with if you're doing fight scenes, it helps with choreography learning, and also I guess when you're given direction, as a dancer you're used to just taking on direction and taking on notes quickly, so I feel like when they say, positions or different energies that they want you to have with the movement, I think I can adapt to that pretty quickly. But there's certain things that people expect, you have to, I had to slide in, Grant always does the nice Barry slide in. That is not easy. You have this sliding thing on just one of your shoes, and you have to grip it with the other, and I fell multiple times. It was still learning that.
How is your character going to be different with Flashpoint? Will there be fundamental differences in the character?
Well, I guess the main thing is that we've revealed that Kid Flash will play. I think that's the main difference, and you're seeing a Wally that is kind of everything that he's always wanted to be, and he's happy. He's really content with his life, and he loves having these powers, and he is fighting for good, and he knows his place in this world. And so, on the one hand, I see him a little more mature. On the other hand, maybe not so much.
Does that also go for his relationship with Iris and with Joe? Because that was a relationship that was both really good but also very contentious. Is that happiness that he has with himself, does that translate also into his feelings?
I think it translates with everything in his life. Obviously, because of Flashpoint, the dynamics between the entire cast is different, and so we'll explore that, and people get to see how that is. But with the West family, it's interesting, and it's different. It's definitely different to how we've seen it. But yeah, Wally's he's a lot more positive, and he's a little, I was going to say grounded, but I'm not sure if that's the right word. We'll wait and see.
Do you take physical cues from Grant in the sense that because he's the template in a way, is it when you talk about the sliding, has he established those cues that you kind of have to fit that?
I guess it's not a have-to thing, but there's he's been doing this from day one, and he knows how it's worked best, and we were even joking, the first time I had the suit on, he had to, because I was lying down, so he came over, he was just pressing down the jacket, he's just gotta make sure it looks alright, not too, sometimes they get hunched, I was okay, thanks big bro. And with the slide and stuff, I was getting him to teach me that, and just some of the cues of running in and out of camera and how they do all of that with visual effects, and he's so across it. So luckily the first day I did have scenes wearing the suit, he was there, so I got to ask all the questions.
And what has it been like reworking your character after the Flashpoint change? There's obviously going to be some differences between that Wally and the one that's happening now. What did you kind of have to think about as far as creating this new version of a character?
Yeah, I had to figure out like the Wally in season 2 and his whole life is kind of figuring out who he is, as everyone that age is doing, and he does want to help people, and so I just had to try and figure out how he's feeling in this moment now that he has powers and Flashpoint and is content, and so that affects a lot of Wally's issues that he faced in season 2, and he had a lot of problems trusting people and not feeling like he was worth it, and I think more than anything he knows he's worth it.
Now that Wally can run everywhere, does he need to drive fast anymore?
I don't think it's a need. I don't think that he's probably skipped the cars now for a bit. It's like, I don't really need this. It's just all about the running.
What do you miss most about Australia?
My family and friends, I was just there like a few weeks ago, or a month ago, so they got to spend a whole month there, so it was really good. But sometimes I miss the Australian accent even, so when I find someone with the accent, I'm just like, just because it reminds you of like home and safe. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And just quickly, do you have any role in the big crossover event that's going to be happening between all 4 of the shows?
No? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't really know even too much about the crossovers. I don't know how many, like 4 in 1, right?
Yeah, it's like 4 all over the group.
Yeah, so I have no idea how it's going to work out. And sometimes people, some of the cast ask and they find out all the information, and I kind of just like let it happen. So I don't know if I'll be involved in it or I have no idea.
Is there a character from one of the other DC shows that you would want Kid Flash to interact with?
I think it'd be cool. I mean, Franz and I get along really well. I think it'd be cool to see Kid Flash and Firestorm because we have a similar energy. But actually, within Flash, I would love to work with Killer Frost. Like, if that was to one day happen, I would love to. I don't know. I think that what we saw in season 2 of Killer Frost was so exciting and so cool that it would just be fun to do scenes with Keiynan like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does really well.
Will there be a coffee drink named after Kid Flash?
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if they even thought about that. We'll find out.
Thank you.